picture of Andy.
Where's Ben?
Not here. Think of everything.
Yes, ma'am, get close enough so you can get right to the microphone. Gonna have you sit here to start.
Did he have fun last time?
Oh, he has last. Come on then. He loved it.
You don't have to burn back there.
Listen. Hey. I have the funniest situation that I just handled. You guys know Matt Risa?
Yeah?
He's on the show. Mike Rogers. I work at Patios as a bartender. His girlfriend of 3 years is a bartender with me. I sat down and I go, I have to work. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? Ground and Pound show. He gave me a ton of information on him and all this stuff. I was trying for like an hour. But she said, I was not here. They were here. She's been talking my ear off for like 2 hours.
So you got some stuff you want to say about it?
I'm really excited about it.
Okay. It'll be surprise commentary from
Yeah!
Dan.
Actually, that's something to say. What did you say?
Mike Rogers' girlfriend or the other guy?
Mike Rogers is the boyfriend of the girl I work with. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, who's sleeping with who now? That's all I want to know. Let's get the skinny down.
Fight in the car. Matt Rice, Rob,
What a good intro song.
Yeah.
Brandon, Dudley,
Who told you about that?
This one?
My only contribution to the show.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I've ever done.
He spelled it B-N-Q-U-I-S.
Had a month with a guest and then they dried up every time.
Maybe I'll just say Lance.
I think you say Benoist or Ben Joyce are going to be close enough, but I think it's Benoist.
I just quieted it in here.
Benoist?
Something
Still
weird.
going
You?
No, I don't think
She spelled it out. It says Q-U.
Oh, okay.
It says B-N-Q-U-I-S.
Oh, last week. That was her and her boyfriend.
where did you find her at?
So I'm going to tell on her. What's that? He called her and said, watch the site.
It's right here, and the pen is right. I'm looking at it. It's right next door.
Is that at the hotel? No, it's
No, pen is it's right next door. You know what it is, right?
You guys ready?
it's both in the eye.
I think this is the microphone.
Oh, no, it's webcam.
Is it a camera?
Yeah, it's webcam.
Where's the camera? Oh. Is that new?
No, that's just a webcam. This is the camera.
Oh.
This is what we've been listening right now, the side of my face.
Looking good, looking good. All right, here we go.
That's why that's
All right, our mics are now going to be on. We're scaling that down. Let's see. Hello, this is Andy Klearman, and welcome to this week's edition of the Ground and Pound Show. I'm here with my co-host, Jim Jenkins. How you doing today, Jim?
I'm doing great, Andy. How are you?
Pamela Rossi, how's it going over there, Pam?
I'm doing great. Nice
Also-
to see you guys.
Also have with us today Sensei Jay D'Amato. How's it over there, Jay?
Very good.
And Steve Knogle.
Nice to see you.
Lori Donovan, how you doing tonight, Lori?
Okay, what's up?
Yeah, I'm doing good. And Scott Smalley. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Andy.
Hey, the first thing we're going to talk about tonight is the return of Sudden Impact with Sudden Impact 4. Jim, when's the event?
It's April 10th, Andy. That's not this Friday, but next Friday. Doors open at 6:30 and fights start at 7:30. It's going to be a good show. I've got 12 matches lined up. One title fight. We're going to have 4 Muay Thai fights and 8 or 9 MMA fights, all in a cage. And I'm excited about this one. This is going to be a good card. We've got a lot of different fighters, some that people haven't seen that come to my shows regularly.
Jim, tell us about the big event that night. And when I mean big, I mean big.
The big event. Yeah, it looks like we've got a Muay Thai match with a couple really big boys. We've got Tony out of Steve Knogle's place, who's about 240, against Sidney Livingston, who's about 285 out of Andre's MMA Academy. And they're going to be having they're both done MMA, but they both want to try a K1 kickboxing match. So I just got this vision of one of these big guys running out of gas and someone getting stopped, but we'll see what happens. I mean, good for them. I'm just wondering if they got headgear to fit them on that size of a head.
So these guys are regular MMA fighters switching over to kickboxing.
Yeah, and for a fight, they want to try a K1 match, which is basically MMA standing up. You know, you're allowed to leg kick and knees to the body and everything you can do except for the takedowns and the grappling. And, you know, it's a big part of MMA now is the striking, so a lot of guys just want to work on that part of it and see how they're going to hang with another big guy when they can't do what their favorite thing is, which I know Tony's a wrestling background, so he's got a lot of stones to step in there and step outside of what he normally does for his bread and butter and try a match against a big man in Sidney Livingston. I mean, he's a big dude.
Now, you say Sidney's had some MMA fights also?
He's been in the cage also before and hasn't done the K1. And actually, he ended up in K1 just trying to stay busy. It's hard to find him opponents. A guy that weighs 285 is, you know, not always easy to find someone for. So he was willing to step in there. The guy just wants to fight.
Any belts up for that night?
We do have a belt up. Mark the Mutant McLean, who won on our last card, he's actually undefeated. Brings a big crowd with him, and he's going to be fighting Tony White out of Absolute Martial Arts, and that's going to be for a 205 belt. And so those two will be going 4 rounds and going hard. That's the main event that night.
Yeah, and I've seen Mark McLean fight. Have we seen Tony White fight before?
We saw Tony beat Dan Goad out of the Respect Center with a ankle lock or a heel hook on 2 shows back in January. So yeah, he's a good tough fighter. These guys are almost identical in size. They both are actually a little light on the 205 side. They both are about 195 when they're fighting weight, and same height, same everything. It's just going to be a really good match.
Are they going to catch it 195, or are they going to actually try to make 205?
No, they're not going to put on the extra weight because the weight division is actually 186 to 205, so anywhere in there is going to work for them, and they both just happen to be 195.
Okay, great. We also have with us tonight the 2 promoters for Steel City Rumble Promotions, Scott Smalley and Steve Knogle. You guys have put on a lot of successful shows together, but you guys are getting ready to take on your biggest venture yet. Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, yeah, we've expanded. We're calling it the Evolution. It's evolved to a stadium level, so I'm very excited about it. We still hope to have numbers in the 3,500 to 4,000 range. We can go bigger if we have to. Right now we're going to plan on 15 fights. I've got some real nice matchups. I think people are going to come out and have a great time.
Excellent. So, are there any female fights that night?
You know it.
Oh, there's Lori Donovan. You must be fighting that night, Lori. Tell us.
Yes, I am.
All right.
Yeah, we'll have actually, it looks like 2 female fights.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about those, Steve.
Well, Lori already has an opponent set. A girl named Aaliyah Williams, who's going to fight at 140. It's actually a rematch Aaliyah has requested. And so we're going to give that one a go.
Well, before you go on, tell us about the first match, Lori, with
How do
Leah.
you feel about it? The first match was really quick. I really want to fight her again, so I'm glad that she wants to fight me. And it's on.
Well,
Definitely.
I know you're undefeated, so that means you won the first one.
Yes, I did.
How did the first one go? Can you tell us?
I came in, I threw a jab, 3 crosses, she went down, I jumped on top of her, rode her to the fence, and just hammer fisted her in her face, and so she bled, and we
Yeah,
stopped
she
the
took a
fight.
pretty bad cut. They stopped it after the first round.
Okay, well, it's always good. Safety first, and she's back to fight another fight.
Yeah.
You got to respect that.
Okay, Steve, tell us about the other female fight you're trying to set up that
The
night.
other one is Steve Berger has a student named Barb Ponchak, and we've been looking for an opponent for her at 125, which can be like looking for a unicorn sometimes.
Kind of like looking for that 270 pounder.
Yeah. And Barb's legit. She's athletic. She's got legitimate ground skills. I'm not sure where her standing is. I know she's sure working on it. So she's a real deal. I think she's 4-1 right now. And, so it's not like I can just throw some poor girl that just started in there. You got to find her somebody real. And I think we found somebody.
You could, but you won't.
Well, it's not what she wants.
I know. Well,
Combination.
I'm just pointing out I know you're better than that, so.
Yeah, no, Barb's a great person too, real nice.